So I had a comment on one of my posts and it got me thinking. I responded to it, but I can't stop thinking about it. It was about, I felt like maybe I've been misleading some people. You know, when one person thinks something, sometimes others do too. So I said, you know what, let me just make a quick video and kind of clear it all up. The comment said something to the fact that, talking to me, you're always going on about how alone and isolated you are, blah, blah, blah. They literally use the words blah, blah, blah. And that, how are people dragging you down if you're so alone? Explain. So I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I didn't realize that people think I'm 100% alone, I guess. So just to clear it up, I don't live in a closet and I'm not a hermit, if anybody cares. I spend about 90% of my time alone. And I love it. I don't care. I love it. And I was thinking on the way to making this video, I'm like, why do I? Well, it was a progression. Like when I talk about my minimalism, I slowly progressed to becoming a minimalist. It just didn't happen overnight. Well, the same with being alone. I was married, family, going out all the time, blah, blah, blah. And then slowly I just dwindled to just focusing on my real estate business. And I think I would go out and I'd do all this networking and power, talking and working with agents and buyers and sellers and blah, 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 that I would be like, oh my gosh, I got to turn off. I was on for so long, I got to be off. And I would really relish being alone. Now, at this point, my family, I was divorced and my kids have grown and moved out. And then I was like, wow, this is great. So then I started doing things alone because I don't want to miss out. So I would travel alone. And I used to tell people like, hey, I'm going somewhere. And a couple of times my friends just last minute, they're like, I'll go with you. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess, I had it happen and it was nice. And then I had it happen again. Another friend, she's like, oh, I'll go with you. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. But at the end of the day, both trips, I was perfectly fine going alone. And quite frankly, I probably would have preferred it because I wouldn't have felt as obligated to have to entertain them or do what they want to do or, put up with certain little quirks that kind of bother me because I do enjoy being alone. Like I said, about 90% of my time is alone. Would you ever run into me in public and see me with people? Probably. There's a good chance. But there's even a better chance you would possibly run into me and I'd be all alone. Now, there are certain activities I like to do with people. For example, while I'm up this way by Climber, New York, I was thinking going back to Peak and give it a visit. So I was checking out their website and I noticed they have tubing where you sit in an inner tube and go down some slopes, I reckon. And I'm like, that activity would be fun with a certain person. I'm very selective who I want to hang out with. And that's okay. It's my life. I'll do what I want. You do what you want, right? So I was thinking, oh my gosh, that would be a lot of fun to do with my brother. So I'm going to think about it and then maybe ask him, like, hey, do you want to go tubing with me? And if for some reason he doesn't want to go and I still want to go, will I go? Yes. Yes, 100%. I will go. Would I invite other people or go down and keep looking for someone? Probably not. And I probably wouldn't invite any more. It would just be like just me and him. And that's fine too. But I would also go alone. I was on the phone the other day talking to a friend and she said, oh, I can't wait for you to come out here. You're going to have to stay with us. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. And I started thinking, would I want to stay with them? Maybe. But I'm going to tell you right now, more than likely, no, I'm not going to. They're amazing. Their place is wonderful. I know they'd bend over backwards to make me feel comfortable. But I still like my alone time. So I would probably want to get my own place somewhere close by. That way, we go do some things together. I can still go back to my place and unwind and do whatever I want to do without feeling I still need to hang out with them or have them entertain me or vice versa. I got my alone time still. Or if they're, depending how long I'm going to stay. If they're going to stay a while, I mean, if I'm going to stay a while and they, you know, have work and things all life, well, I'll do, you know, some things with them, and then I'll go off. It's in Colorado. I'll go off to the mountains, maybe hiking by myself. If they don't want to do it, if they want to do it, we can do it together, alone. I won't let it stop me, but will I do stuff with them? Yes. But will I go there alone? Will I hang out alone sometime? Yes. So again, I just want to make this video because I appreciate each and every one of you. And my goal is to never mislead anyone. So if anyone cares, I'm not a hermit. I just like being alone. Thanks for watching. Till next time.